Right, let's take a little look at this then. Can't believe I'm going to say this, but I won it. I can't say I've ever touched a brand new petrol cutter before. So I entered a raffle. Charlie Colliston, old super trap. Well, he comes second now. So he's not super trap. But anyway, thank you very much, Charlie. So a couple of weeks ago, we had a petrol cutter stolen from one of the vans. I won't even go on to that. I'll start ranting and saying a few cusses. But yeah, people who are stealing tools, scumbags. So petrol cutter got stolen. Saw Charlie posted up doing a raffle. I've never entered, I see he does raffles. I've never entered any of his raffles before. Thought I'm going to enter it and I'm going to buy max tickets. So I was on 15 quid on tickets and here we are. I've got a petrol cutter and my literal petrol cutter got stolen 2 weeks before. So it was meant to be. It was meant to be. You couldn't write it. I'm just going to double check I'm recording. Yes, we are. We're all good. Right, so I thought I'm going to do a little unboxing because I'll be honest, the content has been very, very short this week. So last week was a manic week. I was all over the shop. So I've completely missed the week. It's now Monday. I'm going to get this video up tomorrow. Little unboxing, a quick swing into the site tomorrow. And I'm afraid that'll be this week's vlog. Nothing real going on. But I'm going to unbox a petrol cutter. Brand new one out of the box and see what we've got. Because I've never seen one. Don't think I've ever seen one before, brand new one. So let's have a look. I don't think there's going to be a lot in here other than a petrol cutter. So not unless I put a bag of Haribos in here for me. So what we got? Brand new, fresh. Instructions, don't worry about them. Yeah, so literally, oh look, maybe a couple of, let's go the fun bits. Diamond blade, premium diamond blade. There we go. So you're getting something with your petrol cutter if you're buying it brand new. I don't actually know what these are retailing at. More instructions. Metal blade. Not going to really need that. Let's have a look. That is it as far as what we got in the box. Stilly. Here we go. Look at that, look. Spanking new. Don't think I've ever even used a new one before. Oil, 2 straight. Nice that comes with that. There we go. Right, let's play a game. So, very grateful. Charlie Colliston won your raffle, £15. Thank you very much. I have got the invoice here. So I've seen what it's cost. What do you reckon they've paid? What do you reckon? How much do you reckon they have paid for this petrol car? I've got it in front of me. What is it? Let's see. Brand new. Let's have a little look. Result, thank you very much. Last week, lads were all over the place last week. We're back at Whiteways this week. Finishing off a little CL brickwork for me there. Bank holiday and back at Willingdon. Got APM single story extension. That'll be the scaffold going up. And then we have got back to Willingdon for the scaffold lift. That is the next few weeks planned out. Reggie back from holiday. Hopefully he brings back some goodies from Bulgaria. That is it. So that is unboxing of a petrol cutter done. Not that there was much to see other than a petrol cutter. This week's been very, very low key. Sorry, been rammed, been flat out everywhere. So let's see what the lads are getting up to tomorrow, and that'll be this week's vlog done. Very short, very sweet, but staying consistent with it and getting something up. So let's have a little look what they're doing tomorrow. This is week 4. Let's get it. Just popped into Uckfeild to see the lads. They're around on plot 7, but it's all going on around there. They've got screeders in. It's pretty chaotic out the front. So going to leave them lads to it. It's not really a great deal to show you this week. So I'm going to get back to the office and run through what we've got coming up. So we got Storrington secured, and that is starting for the end of September. So we're looking at September the 22nd for that one, and then we are starting for Trinity on predicted 20th of October for that one, and that's 38 flats or 36 flats in Shoreham with 7 houses, and then we've got the 60-bed care home in Storrington. So we're looking forward to getting them going down there. Obviously we've got the lads working here, we've got Willingdon. That's all taking us through till the end of September, so it should work really nicely, really. And then we'll have the main gang going from Storrington at the end of September, and then we'll probably get that up to first lift by the time Shoreham starts. So it should be nice to sort of cross the blokes over to there while we're waiting for PandO scaffolding to do the scaffold. So it's good. Both of those jobs are JV packages. So we're JV on Storrington, JV on Shoreham. So it's great for us, really. That's exactly what we're targeting. That's exactly what we want. We don't really want to be working with other scaffolders now. Now we've partnered up with PandO and we've got PandO scaffolding there. It just doesn't make sense for us to be partnering up with anyone else, you know. I'm walking up and down here like it's a fucking racetrack. Anyway, Uckfeild, scaffolds down, ready for us to go. We reach through here, reach through there. It's a lovely brick, to be fair. Cracking on over at 7. So that is pretty much it. We're nearly there. 3 and 4, 5 and 6, plot 7. We're going to jump up here. We've only got 3 more courses to go on, soldiers to go around, and then we're out of here. We'll leave them to it until plots 1 and 2 are ready for us. They're going to be October sometime, so again, that's fine. We'll just get up here. It's not going to take us too long to get these up to first lift. It's a shame we're not doing an all brickwork. Would have looked lovely. But anyway, I'm going to get back to the office, and because I've been talking a lot about Storrington and a lot about Shoreham, I think I'm going to sit down, run through the job, show you what we've got coming up, and just dive deeper into Storrington. We'll go into that one, and then we can look into Shoreham at another later date for another video. So yeah, I'll see you down at the office. I'm waiting for Structor to come out, a guy called Curtis, sales rep, because obviously we're supplying fit on all them other jobs. So sort of talking with them, sort of trying to get a good relationship going with some of these suppliers. So if you're a supplier, drop me a message, give us a call. Right, we're in the office. I mentioned about Storrington, just been awarded it from Highwood Group. So I thought I would take a little look and just show you the drawings, see what we're working with, see what we've got. So yeah, this is the Storrington job, 60-bed care home for Highwood Group. We've secured the job on a JV package with POS scaffolding, so it's a great job for us. You know, the care home and the apartments and the high rises is the reason why I've come into the PandO group. So obviously Jay's going to carry on doing his volume house building, and together we're going to become the subcontractor in the southeast that bricklayers want to work for. Jay's already doing a fantastic job of that, and now I'm just joining in. Obviously enter this sector where Jay isn't. Jay's obviously the volume house builder. So yeah, I just on a bit of a random one, thought we'd take a little look around the drawings, just keep mentioning jobs. So yeah, let's start. 60-bed care home, real simple, nice build. Big. So we've got these elevations and this elevation. So it's a big footprint, but it's only obviously 1 floor, so it's ground floor, first floor. A few gables to go in, but as far as brickwork goes, that's what we want to be looking at. That's what we want to be seeing. Easy build, first lift, straight to the floor, another lift. So there'll be four lifts to scaffold. Well, 3 actually, three lifts to scaffold, and it's just an easy. Wouldn't say easy, but that's what we want to be looking at. Brickwork like this, 1 floor. A lot of the times we're hitting a plate, and then there's a few gables, a few really nice details. So we've got, you can't actually see, obviously some of the measurements are still on here from where we measured the soldiers. So a lot of these ones we've got, so wherever the soldiers are, we've got arches. These will be done on like a pre-formed plastic, so we won't actually have to form the arch or anything. They'll just clip straight on. We've got some banding course going up here. I believe this is out 20 mil, in, out, and then you've got 3 course and then it's out again. So that's just a little detail to add there. That will be around where the floor is as well. No tray coming out on the floor level. And then a few other little details is the coins. Coins? Said that funny. So we've got coins, protruding coins on the corners. Again, not everywhere. So we've got it here, here, here. A few of the corners, but not everywhere. Then we have this cladding section up here. So this will be blockwork to blockwork. And that is pretty much what we're looking at there. Oh, we got a really nice like dog tooth. It's not dog tooth, it's just like a corbel detail going up the gables. So we've got that on the back and the front. Let's have a little look. Yeah, so all brickwork. A few more sort of cladding sections here. No coins on this elevation. So for us, it's a great build, you know. We've got loads of brickwork, and then we have this. So because it's a care home, you've got all the internal walls. So mounting and mounting and mounting the blockwork. So if you've got the old boys with bad elbows, they're going to be moaning. So we've got loads of 140 walls, loads of 100mm walls, a few lay flat walls where the lift shafts are. So this is the top section. This is the top section where the cladding was. We've got the main entrance here where that big archway was, and then that was just the back elevation that I was showing you. I believe the site set up is for the gate for the site. You come in here, we've got offices here. So it's just a little insight to the job, really. I just thought, because I haven't really got much content this week, it'll be nice to sort of show you what I'm talking about when I'm mentioning these jobs. A few little awkward squint corners here. So we've got sort of the weird sort of doorway on the corner, so that'll be a bit fiddly. We've got a squint corner there. And then here's the 215 lay flats. We've got lay flat through here. So this is the lift shaft. And then we've got another lift shaft over here somewhere there. No. There is a few lift shafts, I believe. So these risers will go all the way up through the roofs. What else have we got? So we have got wall type. So this is quite interesting. If you sort of like, if you're looking at this video as someone who's not bricklayer, sort of what we're looking at, what we're thinking. So this is a nice drawing for us, really, isn't it? And it saves a load of confusion. So obviously on them elevations, we had a few different bricks. So, and there's a few obviously different wall types. Where I mentioned we've got 100mm walls, 140 walls. So the best way, easiest way to do it is we'll look at this code. So it's literally as simple as going, the purple is face brickwork. It's all 150 cavity full fill, and then we've got 100mm blockwork. So that there is brickwork blockwork, and then so these highlighted orange walls here, simple. Come over, look at the key. We've got orange walls with the 140mm walls. The dreaded lay flats. Not really that bad. The old boys are mine, but I don't mind doing a lay flat. It's easier than really easier than 140s, to be honest. Just a lot more muck. So that will be, excuse me, that's the lay flat there, see? You can make a mistake and it's easy to correct yourself when you've got key codes like this. So that's the code for the lay flats. And then we were looking at purple there for the brickwork. So then if I come up here and show you the cladding section, straight away we can see that's yellow. So we come over to the key, yellow, the blockwork's blockwork. So look what else I pulled up. So this is just well, it's not typical, it's a general sort of section of the side view looking in. So we can look at this. This is sort of the whole plot all the way up. So obviously, first thing you stand out, you can see that the corbel detail we've got here. So as mentioned, we're out and then we're out again, sort of opposite to what I said. So we'll be probably out, by the looks of it, 15mm, and then 15mm, and then it is the free course, and then we've got one set out on its own. We'll have a few splits put in. Highway Group are supplying the splits just so it works coursing to the slab. So we'll build all of this up, and then we'll chuck a slab. Well, we won't be putting a slab in it. They'll get a crane. They'll have a sort of crane week, and they'll be putting the slabs on. We've got detail down the bottom. We've got a visqueen like self-adhesive membrane. So this is like damp that sticks on, and then you'll have your normal 450 damp coming out here. and then there'll be a DPM lapped in under the floor. These are all just sort of random things. So this is an interesting point here. So obviously what we would normally do is you've got your windows. So these are obviously doors here. You've got these windows here. So what you do is you come to your section for a reference. So you've got your seal height 600. So it'll be straight seal height off finished floor. But obviously you've got to make sure you're going to finished floor and not structural. We'll obviously have to go to structural slab because this insulation won't be in when we build it. So when we're building it, we'll be coming off structural slab, not finished floor. Finished floor going after we are done. So that's an easy one to catch you out there if you're learning and you're setting things out and you're trying to become a foreman. Structural slab, not finished floor, unless you've got pins on a finished floor. So same again, loads of walls externally on the first floor as well. And then obviously these sections, these gives you all your heights. So there's loads of heights here. Oh. So we got that. This is the rear elevation. There you can see the coins a bit better here. Again, just a few random sections. All sort of easy enough. So the good thing is, if I say lucky, it is lucky really. The good thing is obviously being it's obviously a large build, but being a simple build, everything's one height. You know, a lot of these bespoke houses that we've been building over the last few years, we've got different story heights, different padstone heights, different steel heights. You've got 203 steels, you've got 170 steels. So yeah, so obviously everything's just one height on this. All the windows will be the same height, all the story heights the same height, plates are the same height. You know, a lot of these big bespoke houses we're building, the heights are all over the space, all over the place. So this is again just flicking through random few sections. So this is obviously lay flat. This is a lift shaft. So this lift shaft will go all the way through, and this is what I was mentioning about coming up high through the roofs. Sills. So again, this is your head heights 2110, and again, so this is sort of what I meant, referencing back to the finished floor and the structural slab. So when we're laying, we'll be standing on the structural slab. This won't be in. So you're 2110. But what you've got to remember is you've got to have this 150 and this 75 to that height. So if you was to be laying and you're getting these lintel heights, you could easily go 2110 off this structural slab, and you're going to be wrong. You're going to be 200. Someone else do the maths. I'll use a calculator. You're going to be out. You're going to be out. You need to be making sure you add this on. While I'm rambling on about this, thought I'd just do a bit of informative information about some drawings. So it might be quite nice for people to see this, or if you're not seeing this sort of side of what we're actually doing. And a lot of the time, obviously, the thought process that goes into it is, I'm already thinking, you know, we're a month off there. How are we building this? How are we? Where are we going to start? What are we going to do? How are we going to load it out? Obviously, there's mountains of walls. Luckily, this is all a concrete slab, and we'll have a forklift. So what we'll probably end up doing is, like, if we can spray these walls out, and I can boom a pack of blocks in here, that's loaded out. So if I can boom a pack of blocks in here, this is loaded. Same again, boom a pack, boom a pack, boom a pack. So we've got to really leverage off the forklift on a job like this, and boom in as many packs as we can. So we haven't theoretically got to load them out. Obviously, we can chain them about, move them about, but we can boom straight in here, and the walls are loaded without much manual labour. Obviously, the forklift might not be able to access all the way around. It is quite a big site, and as far as I'm aware, he can get around a fair bit. So we obviously got that, and then the other thing we're thinking straight away is that detail I showed you on the damp membrane at the bottom. So what you've got to think about is, let me show you this detail here, right? So you've got to think this has all got to be tanked, and the membrane's got to be put on before we can start tearing into the brickwork. So you're going to be setting this out. Damp's going to be coming out. So after we're through the first section, we'll have a few lads dropping back on that before I release all the bricklayers. Because otherwise, before you know it, you've got 13 bricklayers trying to stick damp on the walls, and that's just not productive. So just me thinking, brainstorming ahead of what I've got coming up, what I'm going to be doing, how am I going to build it. Just so we're not running around like headless chickens when we That's that detail again. When we've got bricklayers there. So that was a little insight into Storrington, 60-bed care home. Pretty road video. Let us know if you like this sort of stuff. I can break it down even more. I can really go into depth. And we can do the same for Shoreham, sorry. So we've got Shoreham, 38 flats and the 7 houses. I can dissect those drawings, go into them. So yes, that's it for this week. Very rogue week. Back next week, and let's see what we can get done.